Well, good morning, YouTube. All right, guys, it is about 9 a.m. Chip and Joey, they should be here around 10. We're gonna get this thing set up so that we are ready to work and operate tomorrow morning. When I woke up this morning, I saw this outside my window. I thought it was really cool looking, so I thought I'd share it with you. Check this out. Now guys, I have absolutely zero need for a monster truck, water truck, but I want that thing for some reason. That's just cool. I could have so much fun with that. Yeah, I'd probably pull the water tank off and do something different with it, but that's just a cool ass truck. All right guys, and if you noticed, we have the truck and trailer disconnected from each other. I actually had to extend the walk plank out just a little bit to make it reach across. Now that's basically just because this parking lot is very far from level. So you can see how far down the nose is on the trailer and how high up the tail is, but the trailer's actually sitting level. Goliath unfortunately is not. We're still pretty low in the ass end of it, and I've got it up on blocks. In fact, you can see where the walk plank comes across, where it lands on the trailer. I had to throw a couple of RV levelers underneath there because it just wanted to hover. And with it hovering just a couple inches off, I was worried that us walking across it and it flexing to hit the trailer, I was worried about it damaging the roof on Goliath because it is a rubber roof up there and I didn't want anything to put too much pressure on it. So those RV leveling blocks worked perfect. See the blocks, I've got it up on the rear and the airbags are dumped completely. But we're still pretty downhill towards the rear, but we can live with it for a couple days, I think. Also notice we came back from dinner last night and this flag was laying here. Now, I'm assuming, no one told me how it got here, but I'm assuming that it got left in Myrtle somehow, and one of the other vendors picked it up and brought it here for us. All right guys, so like I said, I've got about an hour until Chip and Joey get here. So I've got everything opened up, doors open, ready for them to get here so we can start building. However, I've still got about 85 emails that I need to go through this morning, so I'm gonna take advantage of this time and do that now while I'm waiting. Catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right guys, Chip finally showed up this morning and he brought Lily with him. I know everybody likes to see Lily on the videos. And we got Claude here, came by today to say hi. He's one of the subscribers, lives over in Maine. He's been hanging out for a little while and I just came over to visit. All right guys, instead of doing the time lapse like we normally do during setup, I thought that maybe I'd show you a little bit more detail about what we actually have to do. So right now you can see we're putting up the rails for the frame for our awning. We've got a quick attachment on the side of Goliath, and there are 6 rafters on Goliath. We've got a bottom one and a top one in 6 different positions, a crossbar across the front, and then the legs going down to the ground. So this whole system goes together with quick pins. There's only a couple spots where I have to use a tool, and that's because I built this little extension off of the front that doesn't actually attach to the truck up there. And that is just because this awning was designed for a full trailer like the Renegade. And then when I had to put it on Goliath, I had to build all these stanchions up top. All of those posts coming up off the top of the roof, I fabricated and built and bolted on there, and then came up with this system here to attach this long pole here. I had to do that because the awning is 39 feet and a couple inches, I don't remember the exact measurement, but the box on Goliath is only around 38 feet. And that's why we stick out a little bit here, and I had to fabricate that setup. So you can see I got it where it attaches down to the step here, and I made a little bracket where we at right there, coming off of the box. and the cab. Okay, guys, so now that we got all the framework up, I'm gonna go back up on the roof and we will lay out the awning itself. All right, guys, you'll see up here at the top rail, we've got a little piece of railing here that's called an awning rail, and there's a boat rope sewn into this panel, so it just slides through here. And then this has got the zippers on it down here. This is what we actually attach the awning to as it throws down and over the top. This is how it attaches to the top of the truck. And right here is a look at the one that's on the front. This is what it looks like. And then here is the boat rope tied in. So we'll slide this in there as well. And then that is where we'll attach this end panel to this upright. All right, guys, one of the hardest parts is laying the awning out that I pull out of that box. Getting it laid out in the right direction so we can throw it over. I attach a couple straps with carabiners here. That way Joey and Chip have got something to grab a hold of down below. And then we just throw it over, pull it tight. All right, guys, well, I needed both hands to throw it over, so I couldn't record that part, but there it is. We threw it over. And the guys are down there now hooking up all the straps and the little tubes that go over the rafters. As you see, I've got this awkward gap between the awning and the roof, and that's why I have another panel that I had made right here that will zip onto this zipper here, and it'll come back and cover, and we tie it down to the roof, to the solar panels and whatever anchor points we can find. And that keeps that area shaded and it keeps the rain from coming in. And even though it's a much smaller piece, the process is the same. I'm gonna lay it out on the roof, line it all up, and then go by and run the zippers. And then I use spring clamps to clamp it all down to the stuff on top of the roof. Probably not the best way to do it, but until I come up with something better, it's what we do. If you guys like cool trucks, check out that Heroic truck. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Heroic products, but I got a pair of gloves from them a few years ago. And they are fantastic. The most impressive thing about Todd over there is when we got to talking about gloves, I told him I have a hard time finding gloves that fit me because I have these giant gloves. And he looked at my hands, he goes, yeah, you're a 5X. I got a glove that'll fit you just fine. You can't find 5X gloves hardly anywhere, let alone somebody that can just look at my hand, this thing, and know what size glove I need. And the quality of the product is fantastic. Guys, and there's that filler panel installed now. You see, I just use these spring clamps to kind of clamp it here. Yeah, I need to come up with a better way, like a little twist lock or something there. But I also use those spring clamps to attach there, like to the solar panels. There, there, there. And then some down at that end. There. Now, this is definitely not a perfect design, and it's ideally not what I'd like to have, but it works. So this keeps the rain pitched away from the showroom area. And because the roof of Goliath is actually pitched just a little bit towards the driver's side, actually the roof's not pitched. The parking lot is pitched, and I usually set it up where we're just slightly off that way. So like I'll drive it up on a block on the other side just to give a little bit of pitch this direction. That way any water that runs off of this hits the roof and runs off this way rather than that way into our showroom. All right, I think we're done up here. It's time to go start doing the trailer. And then we've got these covers that go on the poles. They just Velcro up here at the top and they zip around the pole. That way, like Joey's got the curtain here. Once we hang the curtains onto these zippers here, they also zip down the sides from when we close up. So you guys see Chip and Joey are laying out all the curtains. They're all numbered, so they all go in a specific spot. And just like that. All right, guys, now the trailer awning, although it's the same manufacturer, it's a new design, and these work with a twist lock system, kind of like the cam locks that hold the saddlebags on the older Harleys. So the end looks like a giant Zeus fastener. You just push it in and twist it, and it locks. All right, guys, and then when hooking the bottom rafter to the top rafter, it just slides in place and clicks. Guys, and once the legs are up and everything, we just pop the crossbars in, and those are quick also. They just pop into place and lock in with the pins. So now that the framework is up, I got to go back up on the roof again, throw the awning over, and that pretty much works the same as the first one does, except I don't have to worry about the filler because the roof of this trailer is straight and flat. So we just slide the zipper rail into the awning rail piece, throw it over, zip it on. Done. All right, guys, now that the awnings are up, we drop the lift down, we're unloading all the equipment, get it outside. There's Joey hard at work. All right, guys, as you can see, we've almost got the showroom set up. And over here in the service area, we are pretty much 100% set up. We're set up enough that we have a friend's motorcycle up on the lift. This is Herb. Herb works for All About Customs, and he was desperate for a tire. Now, no, we do not do tires. Do not bring your motorcycle to me to do tires. We're just trying to help a friend out.
Cheers.
Well, guys, what do you know? It's almost 8 o'clock already. It's hard to believe how fast time went by. It really shouldn't have taken us this long to get up and running, but the guys were a little bit late this morning, and Katie went grocery shopping throughout the day, so she didn't get her stuff started until much later after we had everything else pretty much set up. But realistically, we were done around 4, but then we decided to help Herb with his motorcycle, and you know, that took a little bit of time to do. And then helicopter up there, see it? But anyway, it's all done. We are up and running and ready for business tomorrow. Now, I was going to run into Concord, New Hampshire this evening because I need to get a couple supplies like hand cleaner and shop towels and so on and so forth. But now that it's 8, I don't know that I'm going to. I may just have to wait and go do it first thing in the morning. But either way, guys, that is going to end this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what we do as far as our setup. I know a few people had specifically said that they enjoyed that, so I figured I would just put that out there. But thanks for watching, and until the next time I see you, which should be tomorrow, you guys keep those engines running. This is actually really hard to point and move your camera to get where you want to go.